brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everyone and welcome to IWC Radio. This is episode 167 and we're coming to you live on youtube.com and iTunes. I'm your host Martin Nolan and I'm being joined as usual by Smoot, Will and Chucks. How's it going, guys?
Hey, we're all here for once.
Yes!
We're here!
Full house.
Full house.
There we
Four
go.
of a kind.
Whoa. What just happened?
What up, man? Someone just
Audio-
opened a can of audio
Audio
will
will
pass.
pass, yeah.
You did it that quick and actually it sounded like you cracked it open and then instantly put it in your mouth to stop it from frothing open because you just didn't say anything.
No froth.
Is that because it's some weird tea?
No, it's Mountain Dew. It's pitch black.
Oh, it doesn't
pitch black.
seem right. Doesn't seem right when you see these things where you get tea out of a can.
Yeah, that's right. You have like this weird thing where if you see like tea from a can or a bottle, you just like freak out because it's like not real tea to you guys.
Mm.
It's very true, though.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I mean, for you, I guess, yeah.
we'll sort all this out right now.
Hey!
Whoa! You just opened a can of whoop ass on your can tea ass.
Oh,
Hey!
There you go.
God.
I'm done.
We've missed you, Chuck.
I'm done. See you next week.
Where have you been? How are things, Chucks?
I've just been here. I was here. I was waiting for your
It
message.
really was.
I actually was. It's true. I was waiting for your message on last Saturday night, and then realized, oh no, I did a factory reset on my phone, and I haven't logged back into the Twitter app,
Oh.
so I haven't been getting the notifications. I then did that and looked through my things, and apparently it's Friday night you recorded a show.
We did,
So not only was I late at 1 a.m., I was actually like 25 hours late.
Damn right you was.
Just wait for you.
yeah. Sorry.
But it was weird. Usually, it's well by now.
Oh, so that's
No.
rain falling down from the sky again.
Is that the noise we can hear?
Yeah, if you can hear that, that's definitely the rain currently. Rain
Yeah, it's pretty
ASMR.
Oh
crazy.
yeah, we can hear that. Yeah. Sorry, my computer's just started to play up. Oh,
We should name this week's show like "Have Rain ASMR" as like one of the tags or something, and then see how many views we get.
So is this what was
And
the...
we have to like whisper the whole show.
Oh, that's true.
So we're gonna go through the SummerSlam results here.
That's just creepy.
I was just gonna say it sounds like Bray Wyatt's joined us.
So Smoot, is this whether you're getting now? Is this something to do with the hurricane?
No,
No. Okay.
I don't think this has anything to do with the hurricane because this is coming from what I saw on the radar. It's coming down like north from a north type of positioning and then heading down south.
Mm.
Whereas Hurricane Harvey's in the south and heading somewhat northward.
I was just trying to look good that I knew what was happening in America.
Hurricane Harvey.
Hurricane
Yeah.
Harvey, yeah.
Is that Steve Harvey?
Oh my god. No.
Sounds like something he might call himself.
I bet they both would have a moral barometer though. So. Steve Harvey's literally the worst in my opinion, but what do I know?
Sure. More than me. I barely know who he is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Someone doesn't watch Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Correct.
Miss Universe.
Someone. I found the guy.
Sorry, I just had a meltdown with my computer then that just decided it was going to do its whole thing. So, Yeah, so this is our SummerSlam review show. We'll be going through the wonderful 6 hours that was SummerSlam to update our prediction game. We also have NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 to talk about. We also have a 3-hour Raw to talk about. We also have a 2-hour SmackDown to talk about. We also have an hour 205 Live to talk about.
No, nobody cares.
We also have another hour NXT to talk about. And we've also got to talk about the news. And we've also got to talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. So we're basically going to be here until the fight finishes. Is anyone watching the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight?
I'll be. Immediately, as soon as we're done with the show, I'm going to tune in and watch two nice guys beat the holy hell out of each other.
Two nice guys, you say?
Well, I don't... Well, I can't say upstanding. Two manly gentlemen. There we go. How about that?
Two manly gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you giving them such titles?
I don't know. Gotta hype them up. Gotta hype them up so that, you draw a crowd.
Didn't one of them get, accused of, domestic violence or something at one point?
Did he go to prison for it?
That's why I kind of quickly drew back for saying nice guys. Yeah, because that's not a nice thing to do. I think the same one doesn't know how to read either, right?
Probably not.
That's the allegation.
Yeah.
He allegedly doesn't know how to read.
Allegedly doesn't know.
Allegedly. You can say anything you want as long as you say allegedly.
That's right.
Who doesn't know how to read? Or allegedly doesn't know how to read?
One of them.
One of them. Yeah.
Allegedly it is...
Allegedly, Floyd.
Really?
Allegedly.
Chuck's
Not
word.
really. I'm not saying really. I didn't say really. I said
Chuck's word,
allegedly.
not mine.
I'm sorry, but I can't think about Floyd Mayweather without him thinking of sitting on this ring apron, holding a Big Show action figure, and he's pointing at it going, "Don't you talk back to me!" and then slapping it in the face on the figure spins round. So yeah, that's my highlight of Floyd Mayweather and beating up an action figure. So that went down well.
Great bit.
Yeah. Well, I kind of tried to mix the thing that. Oh crap! Sorry, phone noise. Tried to blend wrestling with what's happening tonight, and it just failed miserably.
It's okay. It's all right.
I don't think you need to. It already kind of is, isn't it?
It really is actually. Who have we got winning the fight?
I mean,
it's got to be Mayweather. I mean, he's the one that's representing boxing, and he's 49-0. What better way to end a career, than against an MMA guy, and 50-0 undefeated. Undertaker didn't do it. He couldn't do it.
It's true. He lost to an MMA guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think Mayweather's going to win, but I want McGregor to win.
You think McGregor's gonna win?
Nah, I think Mayweather will probably do it, but I would love it if McGregor did it.
Oh,
basically, if McGregor doesn't knock him out in the first round, then the fight is over.
Yeah, possibly. The other thing you have to think about is who would benefit most out of a rematch, so that you could get even more money for people to tune in.
Well, both of them would benefit from it.
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
No, I don't think Mayweather's going to be, especially if he loses.
I don't know if McGregor clowns him. I definitely think there would be a rematch in the works.
I think that'd be the end of him. I think this is the end anyway.
49-1, the one.
The one in 49-1.
You would not need Paul Heyman to say that.
No. I think it's going the distance because it's Mayweather. He's
That's
gonna
what I mean. It's
dodge and just like kind of keep circling and do his thing, and he'll get the decision.
This is where I think McGregor's going to be too quick for him.
Too quick. He is getting on. Was he 40 now?
Yeah.
41.
But he's still. I'm sure he can move.
Oh, he probably can, but
I think it's going. I think it's going all 12.
That's what I mean. I think that initially you know that McGregor's going to go for him because that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
And that's his like one thing that he's got as a start, like his chance really. Because I just like you said, Mayweather will just school him, and it'll be like a sparring session if Mayweather just gets control of it. I think McGregor needs it to be like chaos at the beginning just to give him a chance to hit a shot. But I mean, I don't see the fight going longer. I don't know, because if it was any other fight, you'd be thinking you'd want it to draw out. The guy's 41-year-old and you're a 29-year-old. You'd draw it out, get him weak in late rounds, and then pick him off. But you're talking about Mayweather.
Blow him up. No, exactly.
Mayweather said all along, hasn't he, that he thinks he can finish it within 4 rounds.
I don't know that he can. He's.
Sorry, I said Mayweather. Sorry.
I just don't know that Mayweather's got the power to knock him out, knowing that
No, I don't think
McGregor can take a few punches. You know, yeah. I guess we'll see. I don't know enough about boxing or MMA to really make a proper analysis.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think that Baron Corbin's going to cash in the middle of it.
Oh my god.
Cash in what? He lost it?
Yeah.
What?
He did. He already did.
What?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Wait, are you serious?
God damn it!
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, but you legitimately had me worried there for a second. I was like,
I'm gonna say we spoke about it last week.
I know, that's why I was worried. I was like,
Oh right, okay, yeah, he's developed a brain disease.
On that line, though, serious question. Well, semi-serious question. After this fight, who's going to be the first to make an appearance in WWE? At some
The
point.
loser.
The
The
loser.
loser.
I'm not saying to do what, I'm just saying they'll make some sort of appearance.
You see, the thing is you'd like it'd been nailed on for Conor McGregor to end up in WWE at some point.
Yeah.
But he's like reached this level now because he's involved with Mayweather that he's no longer someone who you can see joining WWE in the future. He's just going to be an attraction for something at some point in the future now.
yeah.
Whereas if he just stayed in MMA and he was still the cocky fighter with a lot of trash talk, you could see him actually joining the roster if he when he comes to the point he's had enough of MMA. But now he's facing Floyd, and you're just thinking, how much has this just elevated his profile completely? That now he's never going to join the roster now as just a regular guy. And
Oh, God,
No, he's going to have way too much money for that.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he likes at this point.
Maybe they have the rematch at WrestleMania.
Oh God,
A neutral sport.
TLC match.
Well, Dana White
I
would pay.
I would pay 20 quid tonight if Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor decided that we were going to have a Hell in a Cell match. Well, they should do a ladder match for that ridiculous title that they've made for this fight.
Yeah. What do they call it? The Money Championship or something?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was all loads of people kicking off with the $1 million belt, weren't they, being used instead, saying they should have just used that and got WWE involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised they didn't suggest it. Probably did.
Ted DiBiase is probably going to come out on Raw this week with the blood belt just to make a point.
Everybody's got a price.
Will didn't sound convinced.
Some people don't have a price.
You'll find out if Floyd does, if he has a rematch. So yeah, I suppose other sporting related talk that isn't involving WWE but could link in is the news of John Jones from last weekend.
Oh yeah, getting popped for steroids.
Yeah, so this is the story where he won the, I can't remember what class is it middleweight title from
Cormier.
Yeah, Cormier, think of his name. Which was his good story, feel good story coming back after all the controversy of the drugs ban in the past and problems in his life and turning it all around. He comes back, he has the Rocky moment, he wins the title, and then afterwards it's like, oh, he was on drugs. So this was basically the post-fight interview was John Jones stating, or basically challenging Brock Lesnar afterwards, saying if you wanted to get your ass handed to you by someone who was something like 40, 50 pounds lighter than you, then, face me. And then WWE obviously responded to that with the stipulation of if Brock Lesnar had lost the title at SummerSlam, he was leaving, and we all know where he was going. But this has kind of thrown a spanner in the works. Question is Brock Lesnar still going to UFC to face someone else?
No. I think he'll stay at WWE now.
Yeah, I think any hopes of Lesnar versus John Jones in UFC is pretty much dashed at this point. But maybe in WWE at WrestleMania.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I've seen a lot of people tweet that this week. It could be on.
I did make a suggestion for a WWE match between these two, which I don't think went down very well. I called it a Harmony in a Pharmacy match.
Oh,
you did, yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
But yeah, so that could happen. Maybe not the stipulation, but is there any chance that this would actually happen at SummerSlam?
At WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania, sorry.
No, maybe. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah. I mean, I joked before that Dana White owes Vince a favor with Lesnar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I just heard Dana White ringing John Jones. It's like, well, you screwed up. This is what's on the table, and John just going, "Oh man, no." Yes, you're going to WWE, and you're gonna lose to Brock Lesnar. No.
I could legitimately see that happening.
Yeah.
He's gonna beat the shit out of you. You're gonna do nothing. You're gonna like it, and I'm gonna get my money's worth out of you. So yeah, that could happen. So yeah, I suppose we better go through SummerSlam, hadn't we? Seeing as it's going to take us about 15 hours.
God, yeah.
Chucks, do you have your ruffling papers by any chance?
I do. Was that good enough?
Yeah, it was a good return, that.
Totally worth it.
A little bit of a pop.
Hold on.
This is a really long show.
It was a really long fucking show.
It was a really long show. 13 matches, I count. 3 on the pre-show alone.
Yeah, it was so bad that I had to watch the pre-show before I went to bed on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that on the Monday, when I decided to watch it with my friends, that we could actually watch it without it going into like 2 a.m.
It's crazy.
So it took 2 days for me to watch this bloody thing.
2 days solid.
I watched it live, and yeah, it felt long live as well.
I missed the first hour because I was out getting some food. But
To be honest with you,
no, I was gonna say I came back on the second hour of the pre-show just in time for Jerry Lawler to roast the shit out of Peter Rosenberg's Bobby the Brain Heenan coat that he was wearing.
Oh God, yeah. That was just bizarre. What was it? If he was in the grave, he'd be turning in it or something, didn't
Yeah,
he say?
something like that.
That's like, oh my God. Like, Jerry, think about what you're saying, man.
Of all the people to criticize wardrobe too.
Oh God. Yeah, why don't you go and put a t-shirt on that makes it look like you're in a three-piece suit, you stupid idiot.
Yeah, I watched it all. I had some time off work this week, so I watched it all live. And after watching NXT, SummerSlam, Raw, and SmackDown, I felt like I lived in the Barclays Centre for a few days.
I was going to say. Oh, you mean the Barclays Centre?
Sorry, yeah, Barclays. I swear I owe them some rent because I was there for a while.
Jesus.
Do you feel like killing yourself when you heard that song as well, the theme song, seeing as they played it all week
Yeah,
for
God,
SummerSlam?
It was-
Can I just say as well, on the Sunday, I watched the pre-show, and then obviously I had to call it a night when the pre-show had ended, and then I went to bed. And my last image of seeing WWE TV before I went to bed was the absolute, how can I describe it? Like the eulogy of Shawn Michaels' career.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Colonel Sean.
Yeah.
Fuck right off. What the hell was that?
The Kentucky Fried Kid.
Yeah, sweet chicken music.
Yes.
Right. Do you know what? You remember when they did the table for free and they had Sean and AJ on it?
Uh-huh.
I respected Sean for saying that he was a bit hesitant to do it, the match between him and AJ, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens when you actually get to the match and then you have to pick a winner? Like, what does that do?
You pick a winner.
Yeah,
You
but
put AJ over. What's wrong with that?
If I beat AJ, what's next for AJ? And if AJ
Anything.
beats me, what is next? What does that mean for my legacy? Well, Sean, your legacy is very much tarnished when you come out dressed like Colonel fucking Sanders.
I thought that was the worst. That was the worst reasoning yet. Like, what does that mean for his legacy? Nothing.
Hold on, Beans. But it's Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels.
Oh! I'm going to give you another response, Smooth.
Yeah. What's up?
I just don't care.
Yes.
There it is.
Not that for a while.
One without music underneath it. As well.
Yeah.
Stop
Well,
putting it on the stream. It angers me. Oh, man. It was so bad.
You
was
didn't
just
even
like-
do anything. That's the weird thing. You
I
just
know,
came out
it was
and
just
danced,
like-
and that.
Well, it was. Did you see the actual advert that they put it in later on?
Yeah.
That was
With
why he didn't
everyone-
do it. Yeah.
With everyone trying to be the colonel, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did that when they did it live, didn't they? At the end of the pre-show, because it was like you were watching it and you're thinking, "Oh God, we're back to this Dolph Ziggler, Colonel Sanders thing," and then it went on, and it was just like, and then the music hit, and you saw the KFC come up, and you're like, "Okay," and then when you saw him come out, and I thought, "Nah." And then you thought, "Oh shit, this is actually happening in the arena right now." And it was like, because I remember they did the one where with Dolph Ziggler where he had like the match as like part of the advert, and I thought it was just going to be a pre-recorded thing like that. But my
Wasn't that with
God.
the Miz?
Yeah, the Miz was the chicken, wasn't he? Oh God. So I had no problem with Sean giving reason for why he wasn't going to do this match with AJ, and I fully, accept and respect the man for staying retired, not tarnishing his legacy. But I'm sorry, Sean. You could have come back, you could have faced AJ Styles, and you could have been beaten in 4 seconds, and you would have a lot more respect in my eyes than what I have for you at this moment in time.
Well,
That was grim. I understand it's all a laugh, but my God.
as Smith said before, everyone's got a price.
Oh,
Everybody's got to pay.
That's true.
I mean, God, even when he's got a price and he's struggling, couldn't he just go back to being like JBL's bodyguard? Because we all know that he played on the stock market too much, and the recession completely killed him.
Yeah.
To the point where he had to come out as Colonel fucking Sanders. Jesus, now we know why he got that job at NXT. He's desperate. Oh, Sean. He definitely needs to come back now and face AJ just to kind of eliminate the KFC tarnish. I think that's the only viable option for the future.
Yeah.
And the worst bit as well is that when you look at him, he's in probably better shape than he was when he retired. When he came out at WrestleMania in Dallas, he had like a bloody 8-pack. Like, guy's 50-year-old.
Now he's just got a pack of 8 pieces of chicken.
Oh, fuck off. Oh. And
Maybe he could.
sets in.
Maybe he could beat AJ with a cross-faced chicken wing.
Hey.
Stop this. Right. I might have to just like leave this show right now. I'm a little bit upset.
Do you think Bob Backlund could make him great again?
No.
Speaking of chicken wings, no. Beyond even Mr. Backlund.
How's that going for Darren Young? By the way.
I don't know. I really don't know. Should we do this? This
Yeah,
pay-per-view
sorry,
now?
I completely derailed the show, but I'm afraid that's what Sean did to SummerSlam for me.
It's fine. I feel it was worth it. I'm glad we did that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because your night's about to get better from here. No spoilers or anything, but this is your low point. It's all up from here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we start off with the pre-show, and the pre-show was bad times. I think most of us can agree. Oh, am I supposed to be doing this in ASMR style?
No, the rain went away, so it's fine.
Ah, okay. Well, that's a shame.
We can't.
Sounds creepy.
We can't even hear you. The music's drowning you out.
Oh, there's music. Can't hear the music these days.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay. Pre-show kicked off with Akira Tozawa defending his newly won. No, it didn't. It was the 6-man.
Yeah.
It was the 6-man tag between the Miz Taraj
With nobody in
and
attendance.
the Hardys and Jason Jordan.
Empty
No one in
arena
attendance.
match.
Yeah, empty arena match, impromptu. I didn't even realize this was a thing. Did they announce this on Raw?
No.
No,
it did. No.
It just happened.
No, because I think we did the show last week and it was announced, but it was something that just popped up online, I think, on the...
Right.
But, yeah.
So Beans managed to predict the pulling back of the push of Jason Jordan. Or something.
Yeah.
Because he went for the Miz's. What was your reasoning there?
I can't remember. I think it was because hadn't they already done this match on the Raw, and I think that Jason Jordan and the Hardys have won.
Oh, is that right?
So I think I
Was
just
it
went with the
6-1?
usual 50-50 booking.
Ah, well, you nailed it. If they had actually done that on Raw, I really should have seen that coming. But I thought Jason Jordan can't lose.
Sweet lord, that image that Smooch just put up at the empty arena is appalling. I mean, it were bad when you watched it and you just thought, wow, like, this is, like, really... What is happening? Because... It was bizarre, and it was this thing where they kept showing you the crowd from the outside the arena, like... And I thought, are they just playing the same footage of the crowds outside, or are they all actually still outside the building while this is happening?
I liked just fast forwarding slightly to Raw, Miz's little reference to it when he came out on Raw.
Oh, so this is what it looks like.
And what did he call it? The bark bays or something sent there? What?
Oh yeah, he missed
The bar la la la.
Yeah, I was on Raw.
Yeah.
Seen the picture on it.
He did. What an asshole.
He really was, to be
He
honest.
was so smug as well.
Yeah.
He outsmugged the Miz, imagine that. So, Beans is the smug one here. He got a point. We all figured the Hardys and Jason Jordan would be all over that one, but no.
In your face, Sean!
Before we move on, did you notice that they already got rid of Jason Jordan's new Titantron? And
Yeah, I pointed that out on Raw, I believe.
yeah,
Have you noticed that they've got rid of Titantrons?
Yeah.
It's just names now, yeah.
they started doing that when they brought the new sets in. To be fair,
I just don't know. I just really noticed it more this week, I think.
yeah, I think
Probably
it's a
because
lot
the Jason Jordan thing, because he changed the text, didn't he?
Yeah.
A lot of people back, it started in NXT, I think, on a kind of big scale. No one there had those highlight packages for videos. So when they all got called up, it seemed like they just kind of went with static or more or less static names.
easier to produce, I suppose.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
And
I don't know, I kind of like it. I don't like it. Just looks more like an entrance.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that it's, like in the old days, everyone had their own kind of logo for the name.
Yeah.
It does remind me a little bit of that, which I kind of like.
I've just noticed, why is Jason Jordan essentially now the Money in the Bank pay-per-view?
It looks more
because of the yellow and green.
Looks more Kofi Kingston based back before he joined.
Oh yeah.
When he was still Jamaican.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be like a patriotic, stars and stripes sort of
No, it's an
typography.
angle rip-off, wasn't it?
Yeah. But
Is
now
anyone
switched it.
else? Is anyone else really offended by Jason Jordan's entrance music?
It's terrible.
But also, do you not find that thing gets stuck in your head?
I feel like
No.
I feel like we go over this every week now.
That we do.
I know, but I find it now that I think it's a bit of an obsession because I can't stop thinking of the tune in my head, and it really irritates me. Because it's one thing that you hear a song that's okay, but it annoys you because it gets stuck in your head. But when it's one that's absolutely horrific, I just find it even more infuriating. Anyway,
No,
that was the weekly
I
update
can't
on.
think. I couldn't
the
hum the tune to you. I can't think what it's like, but I know when I hear it, this is so bad. This sounds like a NES tune,
Yeah.
and not even like a final boss. It's just just menu music.
Yeah, but no, that's offensive to menu music because some of them are classic.
Well, yeah.
It's got to be the worst theme.
Fair point.
The new Baron Corbin theme's grown on me.
Yeah, it's better than the old one.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
don't
know
know
if
mind
it's
the old
him.
one.
No,
But the thing is ever since he's had it, he's been a douchebag, so it just doesn't really work for me.
I feel like it's too churchy, too religious. It'd be like a good one for Mordecai or something, but
I feel like he's
Oh,
trying
I'd
to
love
bring back the
Mordecai.
Wolfpack.
Do.
Yeah.
So is Jason Jordan's theme worse than Big Cass's theme?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yes,
I think Big Cass has
yes.
worked.
Yes.
the big
Yeah.
right. His new one, I don't like that much. You know the really bad first one.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that had the similar effect as the Jason Jordan thing. I got that stuck in my head because it just made them weird mechanical noises in between things,
Yeah.
and that got stuck in my head, which irritated me. I just realised that I'm just a magnet for shit music.
Apparently. So
Anyway, moving on.
Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel get a pay-per-view, kind of pay-per-view win for the first time in forever. And that leads us to, as I was trying to say, Akira Tozawa just won the Cruiserweight title on Raw out of nowhere, and he's already lost it. I don't know how, again, Beans, you saw this one coming. 50-50 booking doesn't usually apply to actually, I shouldn't say that, because apparently it does now. You win a belt, you lose it back, you may win it again.
I think I was still in the AJ and Kevin Owens frame of mind.
Yeah, I guess that explains it.
But I'm still not quite sure. I really need to listen to like last week's show, I think.
Don't want to be doing that.
But a lot of people have.
Yeah, it was a very good show last week.
Yeah, one of our best apparently. I wasn't even here.
No comment.
My.
Ratings go up and Chuck's in here. Just saying.
Yeah, that's why this one's probably going to bomb.
Cheers, guys.
I swear, if I look at the stats in the morning for this show and it's like 2 listeners, I'm still sending that to Chucks.
I think that's a fairly safe bet.
Yeah.
Who's going to... Anyway.
Speaking of
people are going to be doing other things. Anyone into combat sports is going to be doing something else tonight. Don't blame this one on me.
That's true.
Oh, I'm doing what Vince did with that really shite Royal Rumble when it was John Cena and The Rock against The Miz and R-Truth. And I'm just blaming
Survivor
Vince.
Series. That was terrible.
Survivor Series it was, sorry. And and Vince just completely blamed Miz even though he was the shining light in the entire thing.
Yeah. Like, I don't disapprove of blaming Miz for everything, but I don't think he can be blamed for that one. That was just a match that no one wanted to see. We didn't want to see those guys teaming up.
It was very strange.
Rock and Cena too. No one wanted to see those guys teaming up either. It was the old switcheroo.
Boom.
Throw a swerve in. Yeah.
I fell for it.
Truth. What the hell? What are they thinking? So yeah, point again for Beans. Things are looking up. Until we all lose. We are all losers on this day last week. As the New Day, also new champions, just lost the belts back to the Usos.
Yeah, again, that was a bit weird.
It was weird. We all agree because we all thought the New Day would retain, but no.
It was a bloody good match, though.
It was good, yeah.
That was, I think they got, was it 19, 20 minutes on this?
They got, right around there.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good match, and for a pre-show to get that kind of time, I mean, I know it's a ridiculous length show, but I as much as it does not matter, it did frustrate me that this kind of match was on a pre-show, and then we had the abominations of Orton and Rusev and Cena and Corbin later on, and Big Show and Big Cass that managed to get on the main card.
I was fine with Orton and Rusev. I mean, other than squashing Rusev, spoiler alert, I don't like the fact that it was him, but the RKO out of nowhere win, I'm right with that. It's fine.
If Orton's matches are anything like that for the next 20 years, he could wrestle till he's 80.
Probably will.
Just imagine how many tattoos he'll have by then.
All skulls.
There's a skull. There's another one.
It takes long enough to get to the ring now. What does he need 80?
He's one of those little trolleys that everyone came down. WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
So let's go to the main show. That kicked off with Cena and Baron Corbin. I think, we all predicted Cena for this one. We all saw this one coming. It wasn't a difficult call, to be fair. 10 minutes, Cena beat Corbin. That's about it. Nothing to say? No, didn't think so. All right, great. So this was Cena's send-off. The next night he appeared on Raw. He's a free agent. He just squashed Corbin on the way out, as you do. Now what?
You move on, and apparently for Corbin, you go after the United States title.
Yeah,
which is a huge step down after losing the Money in the Bank case 1 week prior.
It's true. He's not going to let it get him down though. Lose the briefcase to Jinder Mahal, who was also just beaten up for ages. lose to him anyway in no time at all, lose to Cena on the pay-per-view. Keep your head up, Baron. It's all right. You can still be a champion. What about it? Wins and losses? Who cares? At all. A win did matter, though, for Natalya.
Hey.
And therefore Smoot. I don't know how he saw this one. I didn't think there was a chance in hell that Natalya, the most overlooked diva on the roster, could actually get the win over the other most overlooked diva on the roster, Naomi.
Because I honestly was banking on the cash-in, which never happened from Carmella.
Yeah.
That was the same reason that I went with Naomi, though, because I thought she'd cash in on a face.
Yeah, why would Natalya have to win for the cash-in?
It's like one of those weird cycles where Natty would get the upper hand on Naomi, but she's not a strong enough contender against Carmella type of deals. Whereas if it was Naomi versus Carmella, Naomi would probably retain.
Uh-huh.
It's like a triangle, in a way.
Like a triangle thing.
Have I ever
Complicate things
told
up a
you
little
guys how much Natalya really irritates me?
bit. No, do you want to get into it?
No.
No.
I'm still
Have another
depressed
rant
over
saved up.
Shawn Michaels.
At this point, you're handily winning this pay-per-view,
Yeah.
for what it's worth.
That just made me feel a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're in the lead by 2.
Woohoo!
It's a strong lead after only 5 matches.
Yeah.
So we then go on to the Shark Cage match. Big Cass beat Big Show. Enzo Amore was in the cage. He oiled up, slipped between the bars, jumped down, immediately got booted in the face. I don't know why any of this had to happen.
What the hell was this? Seriously, what was this?
I got nothing.
It was garbage.
And also, the whole purpose of the Shark Cage being introduced to this was to sell the fucking Shark Cage toy. So why the fuck didn't they use it? When they did it in NXT, they actually had the structure that was the same as the bloody toy.
With the crane, yeah.
Yeah, this just had the bloody cage coming down from the top.
If they want to sell the toy, which by the way is called the Crash Cage, why do they call it a Shark Cage?
Yeah.
This is the company that brands the hell out of everything. They gave the toy a name, and they don't want to use it. Weird. I don't get it. They also don't promote the toy on TV at all.
Yeah.
You're supposed to watch the match on TV and say, oh, that's really cool. And then the next time you happen to be out buying wrestling toys anyway, you might see something that looks similar with a different name and think, oh yeah, I really like that match where Enzo Amore got booted in the face.
I can't wait till they release that special edition toy version of the Shark Cage that comes with an Enzo Amore action figure and some lube.
A little bottle of lube. Yeah. Would it be actual lube or like... No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Comes with a little black glove.
What was that about? Is that just because he was climbing?
Yeah, I think it was. He probably tried it earlier in the day and died.
And slipped because his hands were all loopy. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he really thought that one through. Credit where it's due. Okay.
Careful, meticulous planning for such a shit thing.
He didn't plan for getting that big boot in the face, though, did he?
No, not at all.
He didn't think, I'm going to drop down while Big Show's in control. I'm going to drop down when Big Cass is doing absolutely nothing and just
when
watching
he's
me.
staring at me and he's getting ready to kick me in the face. It's just so stupid. And also, he didn't really have any concerns about the structure of that cage, did he? Because he was jumping around it and... he was putting pressure on that bloody thing. I'm sitting there thinking, what? I've got this image that like the chain snaps or something, and like the entire cage just goes through the ring.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, it could be like the new like Lesnar superplex and the ring collapsing moment where the Shark Cage actually like snaps.
That'd be a really flimsy cage.
It really would be.
I don't have one word to describe it.
Cage.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
If it was in Attitude Era, it so would happen, and as soon as it hit the ring, like loads of pyro would have gone off from inside the ring. As well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was horrendous.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
And also, I mean, he was nowhere near a bloody microphone, and I could not stop hearing him. I was like, fucking shut up! You're supposed to be a good guy, and if I'm in exactly the same situation as Cass. If I was in the ring, I'd want to kick you in the face.
I still like him. I think he's a funny little guy.
Oh dear.
He's a funny little guy. I don't know how you can deny that. He's endearing.
I mean, you're going to be watching 205 Live from now on?
Oh God, no.
Well, you're never going to see Enzo again.
No, he'll just do that, the token cruiserweight segment on Raw. He might make that more.
Which will be a 15-minute promo.
Fine.
Because every time he does a fucking promo now, he has to draw it out for like 10 minutes, waffling on.
He's getting worse than Wyatt.
Oh, God. Can you imagine if they were both in a program? Like a 15-hour SummerSlam and we'd only get 3 fucking pre-show.
You know what that would draw? Zero dimes.
Hey!
Okay. Randy Orton. He beat Rusev with an RKO out of nowhere. This one actually was out of nowhere. To be fair.
It really was.
It was
It
one
really was.
of the few that was actually out of nowhere. 10 seconds apparently this lasted, and I'm a little disappointed that it's Rusev on the receiving end.
Yeah.
As I said before, I'm fine with the match. I quite like that it changed things up. All of these matches have got 10 minutes. They're all, in and out. Do your thing, tell your story. This one was just a bit of fun. I didn't need to see a Randy Orton match.
I honestly missed this.
Here we go.
I went and put the kettle on, and the match had finished before the kettle had even boiled. And I did it whilst the entrances was happening.
So I should get your tea
So
in a can. I'm not being funny, but even if I went to get the can from the bloody fridge and came back into the room and cracked it open, the match probably still would have ended. Probably.
It's true. He's got a point.
I don't know what Rusev did wrong in WWE's eyes, but WWE needs to get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
I think it all relates to the haircut.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what this whole thing is with splitting him and Lana up either.
Yeah,
Neither
that
of them
too.
are doing better.
Yeah.
There was a rumour going around that apparently both of that's for the release.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then apparently, I've not seen the tweet myself, but I think it was Road Dogg. Road Dogg said it wasn't true.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, everything Road Dogg says is 100%. Where do I'm guessing rematch. Where do these guys go from here?
I don't even think it's been referenced since, has it? It's not.
No.
Neither of them were on SmackDown, so.
I think.
After that grueling encounter, I can imagine they needed a night off.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean, that was Randy Orton's easiest fucking pay-per-view weekend he's ever had, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, Orton can't go back for Mahal. I mean, that's been been there, done that. So I think he's just gonna have to linger around. I don't know what the hell is up next for Rusev.
What's Baron Corbin doing these days?
He's
refereeing
and trying to go after the U.S. title.
He ain't getting a U.S. title.
Maybe you'd have Orton versus Corbin, but I don't know how many people would be into that.
Well, I weren't taken into anticipation.
Could be Owens. If Owens is really having to, move on from the US title and we're going with Styles and Corbin, then that leaves Owens open for some top.
Owens is going to be involved with Shane, isn't he?
Yeah. Owens has got.
But it's not WrestleMania yet.
No, it'll happen at Hell in a Cell or whatever.
Owens will be the one that shoves Shane's head through a car glass door.
And then they'll be friends.
Yeah. All right, what's next, Chucks?
What's next? Next up is the Raw Women's title match, where Sasha Banks wins again.
Yeah, this made no sense.
Came out of nowhere, beat Alexa. We all thought Alexa would retain. Nope. I thought this was filling time. I thought Sasha was killing time, and then something else would happen. Maybe Nia Jax would turn, whatever. No, Sasha.
I don't know. This was out of nowhere, like you said. I'm surprised if she retains on Monday Night Raw, because that's typically where Sasha loses it. So
Yeah, it's true.
She even said that in the promo, didn't she?
Yeah, I think Alexa did.
So, yeah. I could see them switching it back over again, why not? Because we've gone back into that age of...
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
They're not even passing it around, they're just passing it back and forth.
You remember
All of
that?
the belts.
You remember that day when CM Punk sat in the ring after he won the WWE Championship, saying the days of this being hot potatoed round people are over? And it was really true, seeing as he held on to it for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much for that. So nothing else to say about that one. These matches are all really unremarkable, I guess. Nothing to say about any of them except for the result.
I know, it's just weird, isn't it? Because they weren't bad. It was just, it was kind of like what we were saying last week, in that obviously the main event was a match that we were all looking forward to, but everything else just kind of felt like you've got such good, such a good talent and a good roster there, but they're all in matches that you just think, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
it's true. Including Finn Balor. Finn Balor. That's right. Defeating Bray Wyatt. He was the Demon King again. It's been a year. And because he was getting a win, he could finally do the paint. What is that? Are you rustling around?
Sorry? What?
Someone just open a cake or something?
How'd you open a cake?
No, not the cake itself. I mean, a packet of cake. You know what I mean?
A packet of cake.
Like a package of Oreos with a little plastic crinkly tray.
Well, something, crinkly plastic, like a cake finger, like a mini roll.
I think Smoot's just admitted guilt there.
No, I don't have anything. It's not me.
All right, well, it weren't me, because I'm sat here just with my...
Well, did you open a cake?
I didn't open a cake. I did move something on my desk, but it wasn't a cake.
Was it crinkly? It sounded crinkly.
It was a game cover, possibly.
I was on the same wavelength as Chuck's here. I definitely thought someone had moved a wrapper, but I'm not going to say of a cake.
Of cake.
I don't have any cake. I wish I did.
I made a cake the other day. It was a chocolate orange marble cake, and I burned it a little bit.
Ooh.
There's a spot right in the middle that didn't want to cook, and meanwhile, all the outside got a little too cooked.
Burnt cake.
But yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't charred or anything. It was just a little bit too crunchy.
I like that. You should have sent some over.
I should have, if only I'd known. But,
you didn't put it in the bin, did you?
No, I ate the last bit yesterday.
All right, that's good. That's good. As long as it was used.
A little bit dry.
Should have made some bin lids.
Some bombs.
Look, I'm already angry enough tonight. You don't need to start this debate with me.
Aye.
It's a Finn Balor one. What a shock.
Right?
It's
a bit worrying that all you need to do is it's like getting poured with acidic. What was it?
Red acidic
liquid.
Viscous liquid.
Yeah. So basically, we found out that the demon is just an allergic reaction
to a bucket of not blood.
It's a bucket. So really, basically,
blood-like substance.
We found out that he just has avoided this substance for the past 12 months.
I never thought of it like that.
an allergic reaction. Shit.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
It certainly does.
The black makeup is just gangrene.
Oh God.
So I've forgotten to do my job here. I'm sorry. We all predicted Orton to win. We all predicted Cass to win. We all predicted Finn Balor to win.
Yeah.
So there's not much to talk about.
Yeah.
But those are them facts.
We'll go with the Bar and Ambrose and Rollins because we all picked the same for that one as well.
Oh wait, did I just cut out again?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Oh god damn it.
Oh, and again. And he's still gone.
Oh.
And he's not
Holy
coming back.
crap! What is going on here?
Oh, there you go. You're back. Hi.
This is like the most annoying thing. I'm trying to talk about Cesaro and Sheamus.
Okay, there we go.
Jokes, if you just stop and put the cake wrapper down.
Yeah.
It's not
stop
my
eating
cake wrapper.
Stop eating cake and on the show.
Not so subtle way of hitting the mute button while I eat some cake. Not what's happening, I promise. I was trying to talk about the most electrifying tag team in all of sports entertainment, Cesaro and Sheamus.
I'm so waiting for your mic to cut out again.
It's like, the wrestling gods, Ric Flair and JBL, don't want me to talk about these guys. They just won the belts from the Hardys not long ago, and they've already lost them to the Shield. The reformed Shield. We apparently all predicted this one too.
Yeah.
No faith in the Euros.
You know what we didn't predict? Cesaro going into the crowd and taking out a beach ball.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. I mean, he just like grabbed the fucker and just ripped it to shreds by hand.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to rip a beach ball apart with your bare hands?
No.
So he launched over the barrier as well.
Yeah.
Well, jumped over that from a standing start.
I'd never call Cesaro. I mean, within 5 seconds, he'd be up in your face. I mean, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
As well as much appreciated. Because it was just one of them things, so you're thinking, no, why are you getting a beach ball out in this match? The one that's had an actual decent build to a degree.
Yeah.
And one that everyone's looking forward to, and you're doing this shit now.
Because how long have they been there? 3 hours or something? I don't really blame them for getting the beach ball out.
Look, I could go to fucking A&E, but I don't for 3 hours, but I don't pull a fucking beach ball out and start smacking it around the bloody waiting room.
You've
would
been
be-
to A&E?
That would be hilarious if we did.
Actually,
I'm so doing it next time, if I'm well enough.
Hopefully,
Well, that
hopefully
would
you're
be-
all right.
Yeah, I'm not in A&E.
You said you were in there for 3 hours.
He was.
Well, most A&Es you're in a waiting room for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have
guess.
been in an A&E before.
Oh, I haven't.
Really?
Oh,
You've never been to an A&E department?
not in my adult life. No, I don't. Not that I can remember. I don't think so. Just
Shit,
make a
how
GP
old are you?
appointment and wait 2 weeks.
What? Well, I was about to say, what if your leg's falling off, but then you're just going to say my leg's never fallen off.
Believe it or not, if my leg was falling off, I may consider skipping the GP.
Go to a walking centre.
Okay, go to London Pizza.
Well done, well done. That was a good one. Has anyone else been to an emergency department?
I have, not for health reasons, for work reasons.
Oh, well, that's
No.
not the same, is it?
Well, yeah, I was in one.
Yeah, but you weren't there
That was
sitting there
the
waiting for something, were you? You were going to work.
You
The question was,
You didn't preface it with non-work reasons, Beans.
exactly. Your question was, has anyone been in an A&E
Holy
department?
shit, I can't believe that this is being thrown at me.
Anyway.
I just want someone to tell us some embarrassing medical problem.
Embarrassing bodies, the IWC radio
I just
edition.
wanted to say that I've got these genital warts or something. That's all.
Oh God, why do you want to know this?
Just to make it all worthwhile, I guess.
But it's funny you should say that because
I am actually going into hospital in a couple of weeks for an operation. Yeah.
well, I'm hoping that you won't have to wait 3 fucking hours.
No, this one's like all scheduled and stuff. So.
Oh, you still have to wait too.
I mean, there's obvious follow-up questions to this, but I don't know if you did willingly just willingly. That's your name.
No, his name is Will, which is short for William.
Will Ingley?
No, he's not called Willie Ingley. Willie Ingley
Ingley?
Benson.
Wow.
Willie Ingley Benson.
Will Ingley Benson.
Anyway,
That's your new name from now on. This show has gone to pot.
Sounds like I'm on NXT. Will Ingley.
Oh yeah, it does sound like an NXT name actually.
Yeah, definitely.
We all got a point for picking Ambrose and Rollins.
Well done.
Yeah,
well
we
done.
did.
No problem.
Would Will Ingley team up with Chad Gable now?
Oh, damn. That's a talking point.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Will we?
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. What's
I feel
next?
I'm telling you, I joked at the start of this about Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather actually having the fight before the end of this thing. I'm starting to believe it.
Yeah, we're not far off now, actually. Okay, so the Shield.
Sorry, I feel like I should clear up the operation thing before we move any further.
Sure, sure.
I'm having my tonsils out.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this is
that's
nothing
harmless.
special. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Where
Lots
next?
of ice cream.
Where next, Chucks?
Yeah.
Spook no
where next?
sold that completely. What's next, Chuck? Like, that's a big deal. You're having your tonsils out.
Yes, you're not impressed.
If you can say it's about yes.
Oh,
So-
Bell goes well.
He so doesn't give a shit.
It doesn't, does he?
No, he doesn't.
I mean,
It's
I do. I want to move on to the next match.
I can see why, because the next match is the modern day Maharaja
I'd
retaining.
rather have my fucking tonsils out.
retaining over the artist formerly known as the Rockstar, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Now known as the artist.
Now known as the artist, formerly known as the
Chess was
Rockstar.
the other one.
He's
with the
actually
point.
currently known as both.
Wished he was known as the King of Strong Style.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now
And-
more commonly known as the loser.
The loser. The loser who got screwed by the Singh brothers, as everyone seems to do, and everyone will until WrestleMania, when some Roman Reigns or John Cena type will just take all 3 of them out.
Do you know
Feel good
also,
moment for the books.
also, like the finish to this match? I mean, my god, that finishing move was so poorly executed.
The Colossus.
Colossus, yeah.
A colossal fuck up.
Good one. Wait a minute, that wasn't even the right match.
What?
It was AJ and Owens.
Oh, we can
Well,
get to
that was next.
We can get to that
We'll,
next.
we'll go back to it. We'll just go back.
Oh, now we're just fucking up with time.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Back to the
it's my fault.
future.
I can't
Let's-
read a list.
Let's go back to the beginning. Start fresh. Come on.
The problem is I've got the predictions list here, and I'm going down Cena and then Mahal, and that's not the actual order that the matches were in. It's just the order that I had written the predictions in.
Yeah,
I see.
You can see my problem.
yeah.
So yeah, I got a point for Mahal. You guys all thought Nakamura would win. I wish you were right, but I'll take the small victory of a point.
Damn it.
Yeah. We split points here. Me and Will thought Kevin Owens would get the belt back, but no, AJ is still your US champion.
Yes.
I was quite surprised that you two went with Owens on that one.
Yeah.
It's just been back and forth. I thought it would be a back and forth thing. Shane would have to reluctantly count the 3 and, whatever.
Sure.
Is that it?
I mean,
Shit.
it was Owens had one last rematch on SmackDown Live where if he lost it, he would never get another shot as long as Styles is the champion.
Mm. And he was allowed to pick his own special referee.
Right. So I think the face of America is over.
Mm.
So,
He is over.
How
He
many
is.
times did Shane McMahon get hit in this match? And
more importantly, the logic from Owens on SmackDown when he pointed this out, where he survived.
Man, I was gonna say this.
Yeah, Shane's surviving a helicopter crash, falling off of buildings, and able to get up, but he can't take like a 450 splash. Come on.
And the logic that heels get screwed just because they're heels. Like he had that like he lost the match before, he lost the belt because the referee didn't see his shoulder coming up and whatever, but the decision stood until the rematch. In this one, he had AJ down, Shane didn't see it, but the referee's decision didn't stand. Why? Because Owens is a heel, and we have to screw heels all the time.
bell.
Yeah, but he didn't see that the foot was on the rope. He counted the 3. He obviously didn't see it.
What, even though he was looking at it before he made the first 1 count?
Well, then why did he count the 1?
I know, it was so... That was the
His
thing
hand
that I
came
took
down.
from the slow motion. It weren't the fact that he counted 3. It was the fact that he was doing the entire process. It's like,
And
looking
again-
right at the foot.
And either way, Owens still got screwed by a referee not being in the right position.
Yeah,
It's a
Like,
valid point, and
nothing was solved.
yeah, nothing got resolved from this. So, I was completely on his side with that one, because I'm not blind to this whole,
Yeah.
I see the facts. You know?
I think that's why it's going to be Owens and Shane for a little bit while longer, with the whole conspiracy looming over him.
And it's just going to be more of the same.
Right.
Owens is going to get screwed because he does, and people
Shane's
like
gonna
Shane,
sweat
so
a
it's
lot.
going to be fine. Yeah, Shane's going to really sweat a lot. Yeah.
I worry about that man's blood pressure.
Yeah, with him sweating a lot and Lesnar's face like turning purple.
Yeah, I mean, Lesnar's the same, but the thing is Lesnar at least has to get, like, physical to, like,
True.
start sweating.
No,
like,
not very physical. It's
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, but I mean, damn, I mean, Shane, as soon as he, like, hits the ring, that's it. It's just like, is it physically? I mean, like, he must have to down about 4 gallons of water when he's finished a segment just to make sure he doesn't, like, shrivel up.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lesnar, he was in the Fatal
Mark
4.
Henry. He was, yeah. We're skipping back over the WWE title match because we've just done that.
Yeah.
The one day Maharaja retained. And what happened here? You guys, Smoot Beans, you got the points for AJ. You also got the points for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
It was a good night for you guys. I thought Reigns was going to take it. Will thought Strowman was going to take it. There were times where it looked like that was going to happen, but
I mean,
unfortunately,
honest to God, you didn't really think Lesnar was gonna like lose to an announce table being flipped over him that they were trying to put over. It was like that announce table's 100 pounds. Like, come on.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure that I needed to see that about 15 times on a slow motion replay.
The spot was pretty
Like,
cool. The spot was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it was
with
a
the-
cool spot, but just the replay did overdo it. But...
Yeah.
table bumps are cool, but like flipping the table over onto him, it looked weak.
Yeah.
It looks light. It looks like one of the like I could take that.
Yeah.
It'd be all right. Same problem I have with all these hardcore spots. If they look dangerous and they're not, that's fine. But when they look weak and you think I could take it, no, don't sell it. Don't sell it too much. So that's it. I mean, it was a good match. 20 minutes. It was kind of all action. Way too many Superman punches for my liking. Way too many Cole yelling Superman punch for my liking.
Yeah.
But good.
So overall,
No comments. No comments on this at all.
point
Surprised
wise, I think you move up to what was this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, you move
This
up
guy,
To,
he's just like, what? Come on now. Get into that. I just wanted some comments on the main event. That's all.
oh, the main event. Oh,
Rushing
yeah.
me.
It was,
Means we could
the
take
best,
it home.
It was the best part of the night. It was the best.
It was the
match.
best part of the night.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, how long was it, the actual match?
20 minutes, 21 minutes.
Right.
She went longer.
It was a really good
Well,
match.
not in a bad way. It just seemed longer.
It was interesting as well because, like I say, I mean, like it was It was more like the typical booking you would expect for a babyface managing to retain the title on this, because it felt like Lesnar just survived it rather than, you know, like crippling everyone like you would have expected him to about 12 months ago.
You know what I thought it was cool to see new things, like okay, the table spot wasn't that great, but it was, you know, something new.
Yeah.
And launching the chair as well, didn't see that coming. Although he did do that the week before.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And it's different just in general that we've got 4 relatively big guys. Not all the most technically proficient, you know. It is all power moves, it's all kind of hard hitting and a bit lumbery, a bit early 90s. But it was fun. We didn't need a Seth Rollins doing his thing or like any work rate. This was just a lot of action, in and out. Do your big moves. It's fun, good fun.
Yeah.
Old school wrestling in a new school way. So I did badly. I think that's all I know for sure. Oh, Will, you did really badly. You got 5 out of 13. I only got 6. And Smoot 8, pretty good.
Yeah.
Bean's very good with 9. It was the pre-show that did it for you.
Yeah, definitely.
It was what I needed.
Yeah.
Back in the game, baby.
That did make it pretty even. Actually, we're all pretty close. Bean's still behind, but not by much. You're on 30 in total out of 59. Then Smoot and Will both on 32. I'm only just ahead on 36.
Yeah,
so
we kinda
our
caught up,
pay-per-view can
actually.
change everything.
Yeah. It's great.
I'm still an entire pay-per-view behind you, Chucks, but trust me.
But it could only be one.
By the time we get to Rumble,
They'll all be different.
it'll probably mean I'm 4 pay-per-views behind you, but we'll see.
I don't know. I think I've lost my touch. This one was embarrassing.
But yeah, I think the pay-per-view just revolved around that main event, and if you took that main event out of this pay-per-view, it would have been pretty shocking, I think.
Yeah.
It would have felt like a big pay-per-view, even though it obviously wasn't. And also as well, I know that WWE's like got rid of the pyro for like weekly shows and stuff, and they've really cut back on all that. But I really expected them to do something for SummerSlam, and they did nothing.
Yeah.
There was no pyro at the start. There was no pyro at any stage of it. I mean, I know they tried to do different entrances, and Sasha Banks came out wearing that cake wrapper, but
Russell everywhere.
But yeah, it didn't feel that particularly special.
No, there was no
really
pyro,
no
special entrances, no Machine Gun Kelly, no Kid Rock.
God.
No.
Maybe that's a good thing then.
Yeah.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, Kid Rock.
Was he expected?
No, he's just something that WWE often does.
No, okay.
There's no it was not CeeLo Green. They haven't done that again. They haven't made that mistake again.
Yeah.
Who's the other one that they always have?
Florida. Florida's one.
Flow Rider, that's the one. Florida. Yeah.
No, he only shows up for Mania.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
In some form or another. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So, no, I was just going to say, so obviously that's SummerSlam. What about TakeOver? What did we think about TakeOver?
It was a solid show. I like the random walk-ons with Corey Graves and Jim Ross to call a couple of matches. Yeah, I'm surprised Asuka's still undefeated. I don't know who's going to beat her, but she
no
can't,
one.
She can't.
A surgeon.
No, she can't hold. She can't hold the title forever.
She apparently broke her collarbone in that match.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah, and she's going
tough.
to be out of action for about 6 to 8 weeks after that match, because there was a moment at the end where I think she was being told to raise the... no, she was asked to like hold the title above her head, and she couldn't do it because of obviously what she'd done to her shoulder.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I just find it interesting with the booking of Asuka because obviously they kind of done the thing what they did with CM Punk on his long reign, where obviously he was babyface at the start of it and then went heel by the end of it, and she seems to be following the same path where now she's doing anything she can to retain the title, whereas before she was beating people a bit like Lesnar would kind of thing. So it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
The good thing is like obviously it's not good news, but obviously she's got this injury, but the recovery time should allow her to be cleared for the next takeover event. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't really impact on her reign in any way.
Well, I don't know if we want to do
No.
spoilers, but there have been some taping results.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where this has been addressed.
Yeah.
Oh, has she been stripped?
Relinquished.
Really?
She has
Yeah.
relinquished, and plans are in the works to call her up to one of the main rosters.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, now if she goes to the main roster after that,
Damn.
that you might as well as just let Ember Moon beat her.
No, because then she's been beaten.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's still.
this is good.
Yeah,
They-
but she's
they
gonna
just
get
keep
beaten
going.
on her second week on SmackDown. I mean, come on.
This is the fear. I agree, but at least they have the chance to do something right.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I suppose that she's always going to be able to say that she was the champion that never lost. I suppose so. Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what they do on that one. Other injury news, then. I suppose we better talk about, seeing as we're on injuries. Big Cass has torn his ACL and meniscus, I believe. Is it MCL? Might be getting them mixed up. Sorry.
Maybe an ACL, yeah. One of those.
Was it MCL ACL?
One of those, yeah, something, or maybe both. Who knows?
ACL.
It was the ACL.
Just the ACL, not the meniscus.
He tried to carry on, but straight away you knew that something was wrong, and he wasn't very happy about it.
He wasn't happy because Enzo won the match.
I think that's the first thing Enzo's ever won. He's won I think about 2 tag matches. I remember him winning one on Raw, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Enzo and Cass just won a match. But yeah, so unfortunately they're saying obviously it looks like it could be up to about 9 months he could be out. So
Yeah.
I mean that's
Highly unfortunate.
yeah. I mean he's missing everything there, isn't he? Survivor Series, Rumble, WrestleMania. He's really looking at his comeback being, the early part of the summer next year, really. So yeah, it's quite bad for him. And do you think that in some ways this might help to kind of refresh him a little bit though, away from Enzo? I know it's not a good thing, but if he can come back healthy and everything's all right, maybe.
And Enzo is forgotten down on 205, cycled out off TV for 6 months.
Assuming 205 is still around in 9 months.
Yeah.
Is 205 Live still in business?
But I think Enzo will probably be out of the picture in 9 months. So I don't think you have to worry about Cass going after him because he'll be.
When you
busy.
say
He'll still be in the company, but maybe down in just not on Raw or SmackDown doing TV stuff. Is probably
Not featured.
Right.
Okay.
Or could they kind of take him off TV for a while, as you say, just not really doing much, then bring them back together as a team again?
Oh, Christ.
Oh no.
Christ. No, I mean, it worked with Ambrose and Rollins for right now because they're currently Raw Tag champs. So it's not like impossible or out of the question that something like that could happen. It's just, do people want to see them back together? And if they
I
do,
kind of think they do.
and if they do,
More than they want to see them apart.
right? And if they do get back together, they're probably gonna just go right back to square one with just not winning matches. You know, that's the thing. There was an appeal to the Shield because they won, and they were badass, and they just destroyed everybody. With Enzo and Cass, they were more lovable with the crowd and having fun with them. Not to pull a Michael Cole or anything like that.
Having fun out there.
God, shifting gears.
You know they say that on SmackDown as well.
Yeah,
Cole's not even there.
he's probably a producer.
That's because it's a Vince bloody playbook, innit?
Yeah.
Hey,
He wrote it 25 years ago, and he demands that everyone fucking reads it.
Yeah.
Drives me up the wall.
Mm.
Every bloody show feels like the same thing. Anyway, who else? There was more injury news, I think, weren't there? We've had Asuka, we've had Big Cass. Was there not someone else that was injured?
Not that I can. I'm racking my brain. Not that I've heard. No.
All right, I might be making that up then.
I have just read apparently Charlotte's going back on the road this week, which could mean good news about Rick.
Yeah, there was a bit of an update, I think, on him, weren't they? Where they were saying, I think she gave an update online saying, that, obviously there's still a long road to go for him, but he's, he's on the road to recovery, which is the main thing. And obviously, this point last weekend was more the critical stage of it. Obviously, the longer that you don't hear bad news, the better, really. But I read, I don't know how true it is, but I had heard that, I know we mentioned it last week a bit, but he had to have surgery for his colon being blocked and his kidneys had shut down, so he was on dialysis.
Yeah.
And I'd heard as well that he's had an internal pacemaker fitted.
Oh.
And I think he's had part of his stomach removed as well, I think he'd said.
Jeez.
So
Not having a good time of it, has he?
no, so I mean, yeah, you're pretty much talking. I mean, like I said, the thing that sounds like it's caused it. If if your colon's blocked and it's just shut down all your main organs, then there's obviously issues in all areas. It's yeah. So, but the main thing is everything's looking more positive, and he's on the road to recovery. So, and like you say, the good news is if Charlotte's going back on the road, it sounds like things are definitely picking up. So
yeah.
So that's a bit of good news moving forward. Unfortunately, some bad news though was the news of Dana Brooke's boyfriend. Haven't got all the details down. Apologies. But basically, her boyfriend had passed away, and he was only 26, I believe.
Oh, wow. That's really young.
Which is frightening. So God knows what they're going through at the moment.
Dallas McCarver, apparently his name was. He was a bodybuilder, and he died of an insulin overdose.
Damn.
Hypoglycemia. So, yeah, no good.
Yeah, so I wouldn't expect to see Dana Brooke anytime soon. But yeah, that's very sad news. I don't think there was any other major news headlines on that. I know we was talking about TakeOver before. What did we miss off on that? Oh, there was the Aleister Black and Hideo Itami match as well. Did we have any particular thoughts on this?
Aleister Black got busted open in like the opening seconds of it.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, these two have like legit got like kickboxer backgrounds, and they really did kick the shit out of each other. But I've got to say, I think Aleister Black is fantastic. He's I mean, the entrance alone, where he like comes up out of the smoke kind of thing, while he's on the board, you know, like just stood up with his hands up. It's very cool. But yeah, it's that kind of reality thing where you know, straight away, you know, you're looking at someone who is very proficient in striking. He's quite large, so he's intimidating. He's got badass music. His character is very cool, and yeah, it just seems different. It's the same as when Shinsuke was in NXT. You just look at it and you think, who in the industry is like this at this moment, or who anyone in WWE's environment is like this, you know? And it's as soon as you get someone that stands out so differently and connects with the crowd, you know, I can only see good things for him. We had the Authors of Pain lose the tag titles as well, which was quite surprising. So Sanity is now the NXT Tag Team Champions. I suppose this kind of like, you know, made people wonder whether the Authors of Pain was going to be making the move up to the main roster anytime soon. Do we expect that? Or?
I think it's a little too soon. Too early to call.
I suspect they'll probably get the rematch at the next takeover, and then if they're moving up after that, then I could see them coming up to the main roster at that point. Probably around, would it be Survivor Series time or possibly the Rumble time?
Yeah.
I think one of them, I think it was Akam. He was teasing people on Twitter on Monday night when Rollins and Ambrose were in the ring. He tweeted "Raw is war," and obviously nothing happened. But
Right.
So
Smart move, huh? Smart move.
Speaking of call-ups, Bobby Roode.
Yeah. Glorious.
Glorious. Yeah, that was an amazing way to debut.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was great.
That really was.
It was good, but I'm not sure I don't like him as a face.
Yeah, I think.
I hope that doesn't stick.
Yeah, I think that was just something they're doing for the debut. I'm sure he'll.
I hope so.
I'm sure he'll do something devious next week.
And also Chad Gable's new partner Shelton Benjamin.
You know, I'm really happy to see Shelton in WWE, and he looks in great shape.
Yeah.
And what the hell are they doing? I almost feel like Charlie Haas is going to be the person that Kurt Angle brings in to team with Jason Jordan when he hits the bottom of the barrel.
No.
And then it's all going to be like this build up to a big event where it's going to be like world's greatest tag team, American Alpha, bastardized versions facing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I suppose it'd be funny, but you can't help but just think, oh, did WWE really just replace the black guy with another black guy?
With the guy from the team that they were basically parodying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet, does Charlie Haas sit at home going, what the hell? I'm the only people involved in this entire thing that's not involved in it.
And how much taller is Shelton than any of us realized?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Chad Gable's not that big, but seeing them together, I just think they can't be a team. They just look ridiculous together.
I don't remember him being that big.
No.
So, yeah.
Just going back to Bobby Roode for a second. Your boy Dave, Chucks. Apparently he's saying that the reason he's now a face is because Vince thinks that his music is too over. And if he debuted as a heel, he would be cheered. And he thinks that if he does turn heel, they're going to lose the music.
Oh, come on.
That's a horseshit reason.
Yeah.
That's a fucking horseshit reason.
Losing the music would be a terrible.
I'm
He'd
gonna
be
say,
buried.
if they take the music off him and just turn him into a generic heel, and
Yeah.
He'll be off the chain.
oh god, the only way they could do that is if they did actually use that music, because I like that as well. But
Going against the grain.
no, the one without the lyrics. Sure, you just
Anyone
had a
notice
few extra beats there, but
JBL's little beer money reference as well on SmackDown.
yeah.
Quite clever.
If I was sat ringside, I'd want to slap him. Maybe not just for that comment though. So yeah, it's one of them where I just keep thinking, how much further can Vince fall from his understanding of his own product?
They've always got to change something about the NXT people. I don't know why they just don't leave them alone. I mean, they've already changed his entrance slightly with the glorious thing coming on the screen.
Yeah, and it comes on like a fucking PowerPoint presentation.
It's just, why can't they just say, okay, it worked in NXT, leave it alone?
Because it's Vince.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
I get the feeling that I'm going to really dislike Bobby Roode in the next few months, and I really do not want to.
Yeah.
So, we're all depressed now.
That was a group shy.
It really was. The trouble is Vince is deaf to hearing that side, because wrestling fans do it quite often because of you, Vince. In your strange ways.
Does anyone think, sorry, have we got more news or?
No, go on.
Just a quick mini debate. Does anyone think they should take SummerSlam away from Brooklyn?
I don't know that it matters. I don't mind them doing their little 4-day run somewhere.
I don't mind the crowd pulling out beach balls, because if you're not going to entertain the crowd, they're going to entertain themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's that. I see that side of it, but
I'd prefer if it was in London.
Well, I'd prefer if it was in my back garden, but
on the flip side, though, if you're going to fucking have the crowd entertain themselves, then they don't deserve people like Shelton Benjamin to perform in front of them, so...
Well, yeah.
That was kind of hilarious when they were like, yeah, next week he'll be in action, and the crowd was like, oh, boo!
Yeah.
But then it was even more funny when the next match it was the hype rush.
Oh, yeah! God damn.
Yeah, it was... Schmidt will get this joke, but it was literally bullseye. This is what he could have won.
Oh. It just... Yeah. You could hear that signature collective sigh from the crowd as soon as you hear, "You ain't hyped."
Hype, bros.
Oh, what is wrong with Zack Ryder and his tans?
I don't know.
I mean, like, the dude gets like, I think he was really badly sunburnt at this.
Just didn't someone mention that on the show? Someone said something.
Miz does it as well a lot with his fake tans, where he looks like fucking he's doing an impression of Donald Trump.
How have we mentioned Raw yet, by the way? Have we done that?
We kind of mishmash, but yeah, anything.
How good was his promo on Raw?
Yes. Yeah, I like to say the only thing that he slipped up with was Barclays, and John Cena just couldn't help himself. Like, the douchebag alert just went off above his head. It's like, oh, I see the opportunity to pull someone up on a mistake they've made, even though I've been doing them for 20 fucking years.
Yeah. But I thought when he was pretty much shooting on him, wasn't he? I thought he was brilliant. I love him when he does things like that.
Yeah.
I think he's really good when he gets a chance.
And he was also then trying to be really smart by like, and don't think I'm not blaming you as well, when he was looking at the crowd. Like, Vince is going apeshit in the back right now and trying to get you all to hate me again. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I loved was the bit where he did the smirk, and then as soon as he did it, everyone kind of was like, "Oh, fuck off, Cena."
Yeah.
And then Miz even like commented straight away. He's like, "Don't you pull that? Look at that smirk on your face." And it was just like, "Oh yes," he says exactly what we're all thinking. But yeah. So yeah, that was a very good moment.
Anything else?
Is anyone actually interested in Roman Reigns versus John Cena?
No.
I mean, like, could they think of any more of a hated match?
I think it depends how they do it. Actually, it could be. It's not going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong, but it could be interesting for 5 minutes.
It just doesn't take my interest at all because I'm just thinking it's the two guys that get the worst reaction. What can you possibly hope will happen here? It's like, and as well, like, Cena plays off the John Cena sucks thing on the thing and then, like, you know, starts dancing to it as if it's some kind of sign of admiration in the same way that Kurt Angle gets the "You Suck" chants in his song. And Roman Reigns just ignores the boos anyway. But then when you're both in the ring and the chant clearly is "You both suck," that is not admiration. There is no way that is seen as admiration.
Yeah.
So I can't think that anything good's going to come from a match between them two.
No.
So yeah, that's my 2 pennies worth. Was there anything else from Raw? Raw was a bit of a normal show, I thought, considering it was the night after SummerSlam.
Yeah, there was a lot of promos.
Yeah, but like SmackDown had, like, you know, you had the Shelton Benjamin, you had the Bobby Roode. It felt like things happened on SmackDown, whereas Raw, you just kind of felt like, oh, really? So this is just kind of like a normal Raw.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Mike Bennett gone? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
he's disappeared.
Mike Kanellis. Like,
Yeah, he's vanished.
and you know it's bad when Sami Zayn like turns down the opportunity to be in the main event of Raw, never to be seen again. Or SmackDown, even when he had the chance of being a referee.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, what else happened? Have we got any other news or anything else to talk about before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it.
Jux, you got anything?
No, I think we're good.
You're too busy eating that cake, aren't you?
You know me.
Certainly do. Right. Right, okay then. So we'll be back because we have quite a big break again now, don't we, before the next pay-per-view? Is it 5 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks now, is it?
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen on my side either because Laura is now full term. So basically we're on
Any
alert.
day.
Yeah, so...
Baby
I hope I'll be back next week, but I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, Baby Watch is up and running, and I'm just praying that we can get past the Game of Thrones season finale tomorrow before any incoming visit from a new family member. After that, anytime it wants. So we'll hopefully, I'll hopefully be back next week. We'll be checking out to see what kind of things WWE are putting in place for the next pay-per-view, see if there's any other major storylines. But enjoy wrestling. If you want to follow the show, you can do on Twitter at the IWC Radio. If you want to send us any questions for the show, use the hashtag IWC Radio. If you could give us a thumbs up and give us a review on iTunes, it'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Go McGregor. Beat Mayweather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.